"Hey, how's it going?" In 1977, the Voyager 2 probe was sent into space. Inside it, they placed images of planet Earth, greetings from the people of Earth in various languages, and a collection of musical pieces stored on a vinyl record. After years of wandering through space, Voyager 2 finally reaches a planet with life. Sometime later, a spaceship from that planet heads to Earth in response to the invitation. In Wisconsin, a woman named Jenny Hayden is watching old videos of her and her late husband, Scott, while drinking alcohol. In the middle of the memories, she starts to cry and decides it's better to go to bed. The alien spaceship enters the United States atmosphere, and military radars detect its presence. Fighter jets are sent to investigate the unidentified object. Missiles are fired at it, but the spaceship isn't destroyed. It just changes its trajectory and lands in Wisconsin. The director confirms that the object doesn't belong to any known airbase and calls Mark Sherman from SETI to investigate. A being made of pure light emerges from the ship, crosses the lake, and enters Jenny's house. While exploring the place, it finds a photo album with pictures of Scott and a strand of his hair, which it uses to unlock his DNA. Jenny wakes up and finds a baby in the living room. Before her very eyes, the baby grows rapidly until it becomes a full-grown man. On the floor, there are metallic spheres scattered about. Horrified, Jenny grabs a gun, but when the man turns around, she realizes it's Scott. The alien being recreated Scott's body using his DNA. It repeats greetings in several languages until it finds the one Jenny speaks, but she faints from shock. The alien observes its own appearance in the mirror and watches the projected videos, copying Scott's behavior. It learns how to use a gun and sees Jennifer talking to a raccoon, saying she doesn't want to hurt it. Helicopters pass through the sky, and the alien collects its metallic spheres. One of the spheres starts to glow, and it uses it to send a message to its home planet. It warns that the environment on Earth is hostile, that its ship was destroyed, and asks to be picked up at the original landing site in 3 days. Jenny wakes up, thinking it was all a dream, but when she looks out the window, she sees the alien. Jenny hurries to put on pants and boots and runs to the car, but the alien is already in the garage. It communicates in a limited way that they need to get out of there, as more military helicopters are arriving. Jenny pretends the car isn't working, but the alien starts it with just a touch. They leave, and Jenny asks where he wants to go. He uses another metallic sphere to form a map of the United States and points to Arizona. Mark arrives at the crash site with the army and asks them to monitor local police reports for strange events. Workers drill into the object, thinking it's a meteor, but they discover that it's hollow. While Jenny drives, the alien observes everything around it and pays attention to her actions. It notices that at a yellow light, Jenny speeds up the car. The radio reports that the largest meteor in history crashed in Wisconsin the previous night, and Jenny realizes she's traveling with an alien. She asks why he looks like Scott, and he answers by singing a song, thinking it would be appropriate. Jenny almost collides with a van and gets out of the car screaming that she's being kidnapped. The van driver tries to help her with a wrench, but the alien uses another metallic sphere to heat the tool until it melts. Scared, the driver flees. Sherman informs the director that the object they found is a hollow structure and is being taken to a lab for analysis. Jenny notices her gun on the alien's lap and asks him to put it away, as it makes her a little nervous. He asks what "a little nervous" means, and she explains that it's the same as being scared or apprehensive. The alien finds Jenny's name in her wallet and explains that he took on Scott's appearance to avoid scaring her. In the lab, the military informs Sherman about a police call involving a kidnapping on the highway and a bizarre incident where a man's tool was melted. The scientists manage to open the spaceship, and Sherman goes inside. There, he finds a vinyl record and recognizes it as the one placed in Voyager 2, confirming that the invitation sent into space has been answered. Jenny and the alien stop at a station to get gas, and she goes to the washroom. On the mirror, she leaves a note asking for help, saying she's being kidnapped. The alien, having no concept of separate washrooms, enters the women's washroom and finds the note. He asks what kidnapped means, and Jenny, frustrated, explains that it's what he's doing to her. Jenny vents, saying she doesn't know where she's being taken, nor what awaits her at their destination, and that she's tired of the uncertainty. She asks that if he's going to kill her, to just do it quickly. The alien points the gun at her head, but then removes the magazine. He states that he doesn't want to hurt her, just like she told the raccoon in the video. Later, Jenny falls asleep while the alien drives. He learned by watching her carefully and claims he knows how to drive. He sings a song from the radio and Jenny wakes up. She asks if they sing a lot on his planet and he says yes. When she asks about hunger, he wants to know what it means. Jenny explains that it's when your stomach is empty. The alien confirms he feels this emptiness and asks if that is hunger. She confirms, and they decide to stop to eat. As they approach a traffic light, the alien speeds up on the yellow and almost collides with a truck. Jenny is outraged and says he guaranteed he knew the rules. He replies that he observed carefully. Red means stop, green means go, and yellow means go really fast. Jenny realizes that was her mistake. In the lab, Sherman explains to the director that an alien landed on Earth and took on the appearance of Scott Hayden. He was spotted on the highway during the kidnapping incident, but records show that Scott has been dead for some time. The director asks how that's possible. Sherman suggests the alien used cloning technology, since a strand of Scott's hair was found at Jenny's house, which would be enough to get his DNA. The director wants to know if this is feasible, and Sherman explains that humans don't have this technology yet. Jenny asks the alien when he needs to be in Arizona, and he replies in 3 days. She wants to know what happens if he doesn't make it in time. He explains he'll be left behind and that he can't maintain his human form for long, which would result in his death. They arrive at a roadside restaurant, and the alien notices a dead deer tied to the front of a car. He asks Jenny about it, and she explains that people hunt animals to eat them. The alien wants to know if deer also eat people, and Jenny says no. The hunter arrives and tells the alien to keep his distance from the deer. Inside the restaurant, Jenny explains to the alien how to get to his destination. The alien keeps looking at the dead deer. He notices a photo of Jenny and Scott, and Jenny explains it's from their honeymoon. He asks what honeymoon means, and she explains it's when people who love each other get married and travel together for the first time. The alien then asks what love is, and Jenny replies that it's when someone cares about another person more than they care about themselves. As she explains, she almost starts to cry. Jenny tries to secretly escape through the back of the restaurant. However, the cook informs her that her friend is in the parking lot. Jenny goes to check and sees the alien in front of the dead deer. He uses one of his metallic spheres to revive the animal and sets it free. Jenny is moved by the gesture. The hunter arrives and accuses the alien of stealing the deer. He throws a punch at the alien, who fights back. The hunter's friends show up and start beating up the alien. Jenny gets her gun from the car and fires into the air, scaring off the hunters. Determined not to abandon the alien, she gets in the car with him and the two flee. The hunters try to follow them but end up crashing into a bus during the chase. While they're driving, a police car starts following them silently. Sherman had told the police to look for an orange and black Mustang with Wisconsin plates. They decide to stop at a hotel for the night, while the cops receive orders to just observe until the federal authorities arrive. During the night, the alien watches TV and sees a couple kissing passionately. He tries to imitate the scene with Jenny, but is interrupted by a knock on the door. A man warns the alien that cops are trying to get into the Mustang. The hotel employee creates a distraction for the cops while they escape. The police chase them and get close to the car. The alien grabs the gun, but Jenny stops him from shooting. However, the police fire and hit Jenny, killing her. The alien speeds towards an oil tank and activates one of his metallic spheres before the collision. A huge explosion occurs, but the alien emerges from the fire carrying Jenny. Both are unharmed thanks to a shield generated by the sphere. Sherman arrives at the scene and is told that witnesses saw the alien walk out of the fire with Jenny, completely intact. He communicates this to the director and reports that a roadblock has been set up on the road where they believe the alien will pass. Meanwhile, the alien takes Jenny to a house that's being transported on a truck and hides her there. Checking his metallic spheres, the alien realizes he only has 2 left. He uses one of them to heal Jenny and bring her back to life. Jenny wakes up and discovers the alien has disappeared. She finds out he hitched a ride with the cook and headed west. Jenny also hitches a ride to try and catch up to him. The alien and the cook arrive at the military roadblock and Jenny catches up with them. She sees the alien and realizes he's in danger. Jenny asks the man who brought her to create a distraction. Meanwhile, she and the alien manage to escape. The two catch a ride in the back of a truck, and during the trip, Jenny seems upset. The alien asks if he did something wrong, and Jenny replies that he left her without an explanation. The alien explains that he realized being with her put her life at risk, and he didn't want her to go through that. Jenny says he should have at least said goodbye, but the alien admits he doesn't know what goodbye means. Jenny teaches him the meaning. The woman next to them on the truck is holding a baby, and the alien asks if Jenny has ever had one. Jenny explains that she and Scott wanted a child, but she has a condition that prevents her from conceiving. Jenny and the alien leave the truck and get into an empty compartment of a train heading to Arizona. They get on the train, soaked from the rain, and Jenny advises the alien to take off his wet clothes to avoid pneumonia. While she helps him change, a romantic moment arises between them, and they end up giving in to each other. Sherman arrives at a military base in Arizona and is informed that the military calculated the spaceship's initial trajectory when it entered Earth's atmosphere and found it was heading there. Now they believe the alien is returning to Arizona. Sherman notices there's an autopsy room prepared at the base with restraints on an operating table and gets angry at how the military plans to treat the alien. On the train, the alien comments that he likes watching Jenny sleep, although he doesn't understand why. He believes he's becoming more and more human. Then, he tells Jenny that he gave her a baby that night. Jenny replies that's not possible, but the alien says he's sure and even knows it's a boy. He explains that since he used Scott's body, the baby will be human, but also part alien. The alien adds that the baby will know everything he knows and will one day be a great teacher. Jenny is shocked by the revelation. The alien says that if she doesn't want the baby, he can terminate the pregnancy immediately. Jenny, however, is happy to keep the baby. She asks him to show her the star that his planet orbits, so she can tell her son where his father came from. The alien is happy to do this. The train stops, but they realize they've passed Arizona and arrived in Los Angeles. Jenny says it's okay, as they can rent a car and drive back. Checking her pockets, she discovers her wallet is gone. All she has are a few coins. The alien looks around and gets an idea. He uses a coin in a slot machine, manipulating it to win the jackpot. With the money, they buy a car and continue their journey. The director arrives at the military base, and Sherman expresses his anger over the treatment the military intends to give the alien, who clearly came to Earth because of a human invitation. The director ignores Sherman and orders him to follow orders or leave. Jenny asks the alien what his planet is like. He replies that there is only one law, one people, with no wars, poverty, or oppression. However, he admits that his people have lost something. He says that people on Earth are so different and full of life. He confesses he'll miss Earth, its food, music, and love. Jenny and the alien stop to eat just minutes from their destination. Several police cars arrive at the restaurant and take them into custody. Sherman arrives on the scene before everyone else and talks to the alien. Sherman asks if the alien can do something for him. Jenny begs Sherman to let him go. Sherman replies that it's not in his power. He asks the alien why they're going to the nearby crater, questioning if the crater is from a time when his people were on Earth before. The alien confirms that his people have been observing humans for some time because they are an interesting species. He comments that the most beautiful thing about humans is that they are at their best when things are at their worst. Inspired by this statement, Sherman decides to risk his life and career by ordering the police to let Jenny and the alien go. After they leave, the director arrives and is furious to find out what Sherman did. Sherman, however, is at peace for having done the right thing. Jenny and the alien arrive at the crater, but are followed by several military helicopters. As they enter the crater, the helicopters fire warning shots in their direction. Before they can cause any real damage, the alien's ship arrives. The ship is a smaller version of his planet. The alien kisses Jenny and says he loves her. Before leaving, he gives her his last metallic sphere and says that their son will know what to do with it. The alien says goodbye, and Jenny watches as he is taken up by the ship. Ending Starman, a sci-fi romance movie from 1984. And I'll see you in the next video.